Hey sis, are you in like a relationship or like a situation right now and it feels good, it seems healthy, peaceful, and calm, and it doesn't even seem like anything is really wrong, but they're still pulling away? hmm Are you sitting here wondering and thinking like, why is this not working out? What is going on? Why are they pulling away? And then it's like you're wondering, why would somebody push away something that was good for them? Let's talk about it. If you're dealing with that right now, let's talk about it. My name's Melinda. I'm a registered nurse, life coach, and mentor. And on our channel, we focus on faith, healing, and emotional wellness. And we just kind of, go through things to kind of help us with our daily life, just to kind of strengthen ourselves as Christians or as women, just to kind of, help us in our daily life, okay? If you see me wiping my face or my eyes, it's because I have really bad allergies. I'm in the South now, and these allergies are killing me, and I don't wear makeup, so if my eyes are dark or puffy or anything, I'm anemic and I have allergies, so you may see that, okay? Anyway, back to our message. So let's talk about it. The thing is that they may be pulling away because it's unfamiliar. And it wasn't even because it was like a conflict or anything like that. No, it wasn't lack of effort. Like everything was there. You guys were like gelling. It wasn't that at all. And sometimes it's like it's not even about why they did it. It's not even just about the why and why they did it. It's about how they did it. And what it does to you. It's about like the way they did it though. Not just the fact that they did it, it's how they did it and the impact that it actually had on you. And when you're on the receiving end of something like this, when they pull away from something healthy, it can make you start questioning yourself. Like, what did I do? Did I do too much? Was I not enough? Did I miss something? Like, what did I miss? And if you're not careful, what can happen is that you'll start carrying like responsibility for something that even had nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you. It didn't even come from you. But if you're not careful, you'll start taking on that burden like it's you. Like you're the problem. Because the thing is that when somebody sabotages something that's good, it's not even oftentimes it's not even about the actual relationship. What is instead though is typically about what they haven't healed from. And for some people, peace is unfamiliar. Some people love and thrive in chaos, in toxicity, because consistency and peace and calm and love, being loving, that can be too much for some people. That it makes them uncomfortable. And like the thing is that like real love, it's like it requires too much vulnerability for some people. Like they can't admit when they're wrong. They have to be right fighters, and they don't want to be vulnerable and say, this is I'm like this because I remember this happened to me, or people always leave, or whatever the case may be. They're not going to do that. They don't want to be vulnerable because they're not ready for that vulnerability. They're not there. They're not ready for that. So what happens instead is that instead of like embracing something that's loving and steady and peaceful, that will have a peaceful atmosphere or what have you, they create distance. And then they also could like overthink. They could start withdrawing and just totally disconnecting and start connecting with something that's like them, where their mindset is, or listening to outside forces and outside people versus doing what needs to be done to keep the relationship stable and peaceful. And sometimes they even leave because it's too uncomfortable. They sometimes they'll leave before anything even goes wrong, because in their mind people leave anyway. Like they may have grown up where somebody wasn't there, and so they feel like people are going to leave anyway, so they may sabotage the relationship and just go ahead and leave before you leave them, because they feel like you're going to leave anyway. And it's not because like it's not because there was no real, or there was no real connection or anything like that. It's not that at all. It's more so because it didn't match like what they were used to. Remember, they're used to chaos and toxicity and confusion and arguing and debates and all that. They're not used to a loving person that's a genuine person, so they can't comprehend it, so they end up going back to that, or living like that because that's their norm. hmm And that's the thing I want you to understand, though. I hope I come across and get this across good and to the point, that some people, they don't sabotage love. They instead sabotage the peace that comes with it. They want the love, but they don't know how to hold on to or sustain the peace that comes with true love, because they're not used to it. And the thing is too, it's like you can't even build something stable like with somebody who's operating from instability. It's just not going to match up no matter how hard you try. You cannot build stability in something stable if they're operating from instability. It's never like you're calm, you're collected, you're regulated. You like peace and order and things to be decent and in order. Now stuff happens in life. We don't have choices about that. But overall, as far as like any conflict or stuff like that, you like to talk about things and resolve things and understand the why and try to implement tools to overcome it. They don't do that. They just run and blame and say it's everybody else's fault. They don't look internally. They can't do that, because why? Because they're operating from instability. There's not been stable like in their life. That's why. So you have a stable person that's been stabilized, and you have somebody that's unstable. That's It's not gonna, because this is them and this is you. You're calm, cool, collected, and then they're unstable. So see how you'll never be able to catch, because they're all over the place. It is. It's just, yeah, chaos. And so what ends up happening with you is you get confused, and then it may even start making you question like your decisions and your life choices and stuff like that. You could be like say for me, I'm 53 years old, and so what I like look like going backwards into chaos when I love peace. I can't live in chaos. I just can't do it. And so when you are a regulated person, it throws you off when you got this going on, because you're trying to stabilize, but you can't ever catch it because they're all over the place, because they're not stable and they're used to chaos. And chaos for them is how they feel loved. Because the thing is that no matter like how genuine and honest and how much integrity you have, you cannot heal for somebody else. It just doesn't work. There's nothing you could do. They have to do the work. But some people, not they don't do the work. They talk, 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 but there's no action behind actually pouring into themselves and self development and trying to understand like what is going on. Why am I like this? Why is this? No, they rather just shift the blame and say you should do this, you should do that. You. There's no reflection. And so because they're living in chaos, and so they'd rather just argue you down instead of trying to resolve it internally. Okay, they don't want to face their own selves internally and the mistakes that they may have made, that they and it comes with having humility. Okay, because nobody's right all the time. And then they'll try to tell you you should do A, B, C, D, and E, and they didn't even do it in their own life. Yes. So instead of asking, if you find yourself in this situation, instead of asking, like, why did they sabotage this? Just basically just try to understand that they weren't ready to sustain what you were offering. So instead of having your mind spin around saying, why did they do this? Just say, you know what? They weren't even ready to sustain and hold on to what I was offering. And when you look at it in that perspective, it's like it's not rejection, because the thing is it's redirecting you, because what's meant for you, it's never going to require you to prove your worth, or it's never going to give you emotional confusion or carry emotional confusion, because why? God's not the author of confusion, and he does not like chaos. We are supposed to be love, and we're supposed to love each other and do loving things. So God, the thing is too, he doesn't just prepare, he doesn't just prepare the blessings, he prepares the hearts to receive the blessing. So if you are dealing with somebody and their heart's not receiving what you're trying to give out, it's there's no point in, like, you're gonna keep bumping your head, because he has to prepare your heart. And so when we receive our blessings, we open our heart to be ready to receive it, because we prepare our heart and get ready. But somebody who's unstable and love toxicity, and they're committed to the argumentative spirit and stuff like that, they're not trying to resolve anything. Their heart's not open to even receive it. They want to do is talk and get their point across. So this is like talking to a brick wall, because they're not going to receive it. So when you find yourself going back and forth and getting so frustrated behind the fact that, dang, why is this and why is that, and you're trying to talk to somebody who's committed to misunderstanding, there's no point to keep going back and forth with them, because if they're not ready, what'll happen is God's preparing you and protecting you, because remember, it's not rejection, it's protection. So what will he do? He'll just remove you. He'll remove you, or if you don't have the strength to remove you, he'll have them remove you, or they will remove themselves. Yeah. So in essence, what he does is he removes who's not ready to receive it, the blessing, which is you. Hmm. So if you've experienced this, the thing I want you to do is just release the weight of trying to understand everything and understand all their moves and their conversations and their thought processes, and just come back to this truth that you showed up with peace, but they weren't ready to receive it. And the thing is that the right person, they're not going to run from that. They're going to be able to be emotionally intelligent, have conversations. They're going to want to resolve things, talk about things for a resolution, and iron out the kinks, instead of having an argumentative spirit. And they'll recognize it and they'll stay. Hmm. They'll be supportive. They'll have integrity. They're not going to be gossiping about you behind your back and all that stuff. They're not going to do all that. They're going to try to say, hey, we need to work this out together. Okay, so if this message helped you, please like and subscribe. Again, my name is Melinda. I'm a registered nurse, life coach, and mentor. And on our channel, we focus on faith, healing, and emotional wellness. And if any part of this message touched you or you could relate to it, please like and subscribe. And also, I would love to have you as part of the family. I'm a new channel and I'm trying to grow our channel so I can reach our other YouTube family. All right, have a great day or night, whatever time you're watching. And as always, I'm wishing you peace, love, joy, and happiness. All right, have a great day, guys. Bye.